Hi everybody, welcome to DIY Flip. I welcome everybody. I hope everybody's healthy and safe out there. Okay, today I have another project, and today I'm going to turn these flip-flops right here to this design. This is another design that I made with the button. Okay, so I'm making this one today with the lace. All right, and I want to show you how I made this before I start. Okay, now what you need first before I start, we need a pair of brand new flip-flops, some pliers, some scissors, a needle holder, and some fish wire. If you want to use thread, it's good. Fish wire and a needle holder and a needle number 7 or 6. A ruler, some glue with a glue gun. Okay, and I'm going to use that today. And my design is going to be some lace, which is this lace that I'm going to use, and the pearl ribbon lace is 2 of them. So for each flip-flop, you need 4 of these and 2 of these. And then you need some lace to make a flower, which I have here, right here. Some lace to make a flower. I used the big wider one lace to make this flower. Okay, and then you need this design, which is one of these also, which is this lace that I'm used in the middle. I put it in the middle. So this comes in a row also, and I cut it. Okay, you could buy this online, or you could buy this on Amazon. Plus you need 2 buttons. I bought these buttons. This is not a jar to it. I put it in this jar, but I bought these buttons in the Walmart. You could find them in the craft store. They come in all sizes. Okay, and I'm going to use the round ones. So you're going to need 2 buttons. Okay, and then you're going to need some design, any kind of design if you're going to use it, but I'm not using this today. You could use any kind of design that you like to place in the middle, but I'm using the flowers, the flower design. Okay, which I'm using is the lace, this flower. Okay, so I don't need these, but you could use these if you want to for the middle. All right, so before I start, I'm going to show you, okay, how I made the button. Plus you need some felt material fabric. It's the strong one, which I use for the button. Okay, all right, and you need a pair of brand new flip-flops. Okay, let us start. All right, so when you're gonna start, before you start, I'm gonna show you in a sample how I cut the strap, okay, and made them like this. All right, gonna show you how I made the button flower and how I cut the strap. All right, this is another, and these are size 7 and 8. Okay, so you take your strap. All right, this is a different sandal, but I'm gonna use it as a sample. So you take your strap, the strap of your flip-flops, and you're going to measure 2 centimeters, okay? It's got to be 2 centimeters. So you take your flip-flop from the bottom and you measure 2 centimeters. You can mark it if you want with the margin marker, if you want. And you do the other side too, 2 centimeters. You see? 2 centimeters right there. So I'm just going to take it with my finger and then I'm going to mark it. That way I know where I'm going to cut. Okay? So you take your strap and that's what you're going to do is cut 2 centimeters. And I'm going to cut it. And you cut it like this. This is the way I want you to cut it. Just like this. Okay? So you're going to have this long piece. 2 of the sides from both sides is going to be this long. Okay? And this is going to be extra, extra long. So you don't need all this long. So what you have to do, okay, you have to measure it. Okay, let me just show you that this is 2 centimeters. Okay? It's 2 centimeters. There we go. From the bottom to there. Okay? Put this to the side for a minute. Okay? You take your other strap. And since I use a centimeter on the long strap by 19 centimeters or 20 centimeters. So you take your strap. This one is, I think this one is 20. But you take your strap. Measure. Okay. Mine is 20 centimeters. Okay. So if you are 20 centimeters, before you even decide to cut these straps, measure your foot, take a ribbon and put it around, the ribbon around, or even you could take this same one and put it around your foot and see what's the measurement on it, okay, before you cut it. Because if you cut it too short, it's going to be too tight. If you cut it long, the longer, like I told you in the other video, the longer it is, the wider it is. The shorter it will be, like this, the shorter it will be, the tighter it will be. The longer it will be, for anybody who has a white foot, then it'll fit. But mine is going to be 20. So I'm going to take my measurement and I'm going to measure 20. Okay. This right here, this one is 12 centimeters. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to go on the 12 and I'm going to go back over here to see. Let me put it again. This is, I'm going to try to measure a 20 centimeters with this one. So I have to put it like this from the bottom. Make sure it's from the bottom all the way straight from the bottom. Then I hold it right here. Then I'm going to take my other strap and I'm going to look for my 20. My 20 centimeter is right up here. So I'm going to go put it on the 20 centimeters. And this is where I'm going to cut right there. So since this is already on the 12, I'm just going to go up here with this one. And I'm going to go on the 20 centimeters, hold it there. They go back down and look for my 12. Okay. I'm going to hold it on the 20. And then I'm going to go down here and find my 12. And my 12 is right here. So I'm going to take my finger right there and I'm going to mark it with the margin marker. That's where I'm going to cut. right there. That's where I need to cut. So this one I don't have to cut because this is a 12 centimeters. I'm going to cut this one that I measured from 20. Okay, and I'll just cut it. That's how you do. You cut it. And this is a 20 centimeters. This is 20 centimeters. Okay, so I cut it into 20 centimeters. As you can see, I'm going to measure again. And I'm going to hold it right there. From there. And it's a 20 centimeters. And that's what I need, a 20 centimeters. Okay. Very, very important. Make sure you take a piece of lace, a piece of ribbon, anything you have around the house. It could be a lace or ribbon. Okay, let's see. For example, you take your lace or your ribbon and you put your flip-flop, put your feet on your flip-flop and measure. Okay, make sure you measure, and don't measure from here. Measure from the side. Okay, from there to here, like that. Measure your foot. Okay, just measure it. And then put your foot there and see if it fits there. And then you take that piece and you take the lace or your ribbon and you measure it to the side. 19 centimeters I just measure. Okay, that's how you measure. All right, so I show you how to cut that, and all you have to do now is you take both pieces and you sew it from here to here, and you sew it around and around, and it becomes like this. All right, okay, so we know now that's how you cut your piece to have the button. Okay, the button and the strap. Okay, all right, so now how to make the button here, like I have it here. What you have to do is you take your button, you see how it fits just right, and put it, let the flat one be in the bottom. Okay, and the wide one like this is going to be where is your strap going to be in there. Okay, so you do it like a diamond, like that. Okay, just like that. Okay, so before we glue the button to the strap, I want to show you that you have to first put the material, the flat material, cut a round piece bigger than the button. Okay, and then you have to glue it with the glue gun. Glue it all around, and in the side around the circle of it too, and then glue it, and then just push it in with, you know, but leave this part middle open because this is where you have to sew. You could use the E6000 if you want to, fine, you could use that. And once you have that on the flat, do it on yeah, on the curved side, because I put it on the bumpy side. Okay, that's where I put it at. All right, and the flat side is, yeah, the flat side, it goes on the strap, not the bumpy side. I made a mistake. Okay, not like this. The flat side goes on the strap. Okay, just like that. Okay, so I did it on the flat side. All right, and this is the bumpy side in here. The bumpy side, that's this. The bump is this side, and this side is the flat side. Okay, this side is the bumpy and this side is the flat. So you take your the one area, okay, that it has the material, and that's where you're going to put your strap on, okay, which is the flat side. Okay, you're going to sew your strap from the back. You're going to sew. You're going to take your needle, and before I sew, I'm going to take my needle like this. You're going to go inside. Very simple. Okay, don't push the thread all the way in yet. Find the hole. It's very easy. You could just fill it with your fingers. See? Find the bottom hole. Then take the needle out. Now, this part of the end where you have it tied up, the thread, you put the needle right through that, okay? And then it could tighten up like that, all right? It could be real tight. Now, you do that like maybe 2 times because you want it to be strong in there, to be nice and tight, okay? You take it and the needle in there again, and you go on the other side with the needle, okay? Don't go in the same hole, all right? Because then it'll come out. And now it's nice and tight, okay? Because I did it twice. Then you take, what you're going to do, you're going to go back in there, and you're going to take, I went back in there, and you're going to take your strap, okay? This is why I like using the fish wire, because it's strong, okay? So I prefer for you to use the fish wire. Now you take your strap, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to go through the strap. So you're going to push that in. This is what you're going to need, like this. You're going to need your pliers, okay? You pull it. Sorry. You're going to pull it. And there you go. All right? And what you do is you take your needle and you continue going through the hole, and then try to go through the strap, through the back, okay? So I did a couple of more. Don't go through the strap around here, around the area where your foot goes, okay? So like I said before, go through the hole, go through one of the holes. I'm gonna go through there here, come out through the other side, and then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go through this hole right here. Don't go through the same hole. I'm gonna go through this one because this is where the strap is at. You see how I came out through the strap? You go, make sure you come out through the strap, because make sure your needle goes, when it goes through the bottom and you're going back up, make sure you try to get in through the strap, because that's where it's going to be nice and tight, okay? So I went through the strap, and I'm going to go through the bottom hole. If you can't get through the bottom hole, you could always go through the one on the next one, like this one over here. You could find it. Don't go through the same hole, because then your string is just going to get loose, okay? You really have to feel it. All right, the hole is right here. I know you can't see it because of the material, but you have to play around with it until you find the hole, okay? Here we go. See? And this is how you keep doing this. You see how it's starting to get tight? It's starting to get real tight. So you do this couple of times. Oops, sorry. You do this couple of times and make sure you go through the strap. When you go through this opposite side, your strap, this is why I told you to go make sure your strap is diamond. That the holes is one up here and one in the bottom and one on both sides. And then you could put the strap like this, going this way and this way. That way, when you go on the hole, you could be able to go through the strap, okay? So like this hole right here, I'm going to be able to go through the strap. See, I went through the strap. You make sure that you go through the strap. Don't go through the hole and then go back in here and then go around. No, make sure you get the strap. You go through the strap because that's what's going to tighten your strap. And that way, when you have it on your toe, your strap won't get loose or come out from the button, okay? So that's one thing you have to make sure that you go through the strap. When you go in first through the hole, like I did, you go through the hole in here, and then when you come in through here, you go through one of the side where the strap is at. See, the strap is this side, that's where the hole is at. One here and one here. That's why I said do it this way, okay? So once that's done, you take your ribbon. When you finish doing this, you put this to the side and you take your ribbon. You take one of your ribbons, okay? The ribbon that you're going to make the flower, okay? Now, my ribbon is only 1 centimeters. Get a ribbon that's 2 centimeters, like 2 centimeters, okay? Because this ribbon right here I have is 2 centimeters, okay? If you could see, not the flower, the ribbon, the flower ribbon, okay? It's 2 centimeters. So make sure your ribbon is 2 centimeters to make a flower this big, okay? If you get it small like this, your flower will be small like this. This will be 1 centimeters, okay? All right, so notice the difference, how small it is and then how big it is, okay? So you're gonna get a 2 centimeters ribbon. You know, they sell them online or in the craft store. It's gonna be 2 centimeters, okay? Then you take your ribbon. This is just gonna be an example. You take your ribbon and you're going to sew that ribbon going all the way. I don't know the measurement of the ribbon, but this ribbon is, I'll go measure right now. My ribbon is, let's see, 30. Okay, it's 60. 61.5, okay? This ribbon is 61 to make my flower, okay? So for a sample, you take your 60 centimeters, 61 centimeter flower, ribbon, and you sew it going all the way down, straight, all the way down, all the way, and hold on to the end. Okay, at the end, Leave a little space, as you can see my ribbon, my wire. Leave a little bit, that much, okay? And then you pull it. After you sew it, you pull it. You pull it, but make sure you hold on to the back, the last one. I mean the other one, the end. You pull it, okay? This is how you're gonna make your flower, all right? You pull it, pull the I already sewed mine, so I'm gonna pull it, and I have a little bit here, a little bit gap there that I'm gonna tie, okay? When you get like this, that you pulled enough, stretch it out. Don't worry about it. If it's crooked or anything, you're gonna, if it is, fix it up. Make sure it's not too crooked. Make sure it's lined up the same. All right, mine is not, so let me just turn it over. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. So you take your wire, and I'm gonna tie it. Just bear with me. This is a process. And you take your other side, and you're gonna tie it, okay? Here we go, like this. Now you're going to do this to the 2 centimeters, sorry about that, the 2 centimeter ribbon. This is one and a half, well, one centimeter. So it's not, the flower's not gonna be that big. You take your wire and you tie it, okay? You tie it up, do it twice. That way it could be nice and secure and tight. All right, and you do it one more time. 1 and 2. All right. This is just an example that I'm showing you how to make the flower, okay? So you take your scissors and you cut it. All right. And this is how it should look, okay? I still have the needle on it. This is how it should look, okay? Just like this. When you make the big one, that's how it's going to look. Now, on this, you could, like I said, you could use any kind of design. So I use this design for here. Like I said, it's this one. I cut it and I used that design for there, okay? That's what's in there. So once you have your ribbon, you glue on your design wherever you're going to put in the middle. It could be a flower, or it could be a stone, or wherever you want, or it could be a different kind. And then you glue it. You glue it on there, and you take a little bit of your flat, smaller, and put it in the back, okay? Glue it to the back. All right. So you could glue it there as an example. This is just an example, but I did mine's already. I glue mine's, okay? So once that's how you do the flower, okay? That's how you do this flower as an example that I'm showing you. All right. So once your flower is, you know, you're done doing your flower with your design, you take it, your flower, you put glue here, take the glue there, or E6000, doesn't matter. And you take your big flower, the big flower, and you glue it on, okay? You glue it right onto it, all right? Right on the top, you just glue it. You don't need to put nothing here because it's not going to show. Just glue it like this, all right? And that's how I did it. That's how I made this one, okay? When it's finished drying, everything's drying, your glue, your flower in the middle, and everything is dried up. This is dried to there. You could sew it if you want. You know, if you want to, you could sew it. But I glued mine. So you could glue it. And once it's glued on, you take another one of your flat material, You cut it into a bigger circle, bigger than this, and then you split it in the middle, and you go like I did here, split it, and you go through here, and then you put it inside there, okay, to cover it up. All right, and you glue it. You glue it, okay, just like I did with this one. So this is how I made my flower, okay? All right. So now that I show you guys how to make the flower and the design, now I'm going to glue my design to my strap. And my design to my strap that I'm using today is this one, okay? I'm going to glue this to the strap. So let me move all this out of the way for now. Don't need this. Okay. Now I'm going to take my design that I have, and I'm going to glue it right in the middle like I did to this one. I'm going to glue it, and I forgot I did put the ribbon, okay, before I glue it. Now you could put the ribbon and then sew it, okay? If you want, just put the ribbon and sew it. But I think I'm going to sew it. I think I did sew this one. Yeah, I sewed this one, okay? So I'm going to do is put the ribbon, okay? I'm going to glue the ribbon to the strap, okay? All right. Okay. You already know that my strap is 20 centimeters. So I'm going to take my lace. This is the lace that I use. It's a see-through one. I'm going to take my lace, and I want to strap my I'm going to take, I mean, not my lace, my ribbon. Sorry about that. I'm going to take my ribbon. Let me cut the end to that. Okay. I'm going to cut my ribbon. I mean, I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to leave it just like that. I'm going to glue my ribbon onto the strap. Okay. Just going to put a little bit there. And I don't want to touch it because this is very thin ribbon and I don't want to get burned. Okay. And I'm going to turn my ribbon around. I'm going to go around the whole strap with my ribbon. And I'm going to be adding a little bit glue at a time. Just a little bit. Tiny bit. I put too much in the beginning. But I'm going to go around there like that. And I'm going to keep on going around with my ribbon around the whole strap. Okay. And this is way better too, that you could just sew it also, you know, because this will be nice and smooth in the back on your skin. Okay. So if you want to just glue it like that, you could glue your material like that, but this project I'm using the ribbon. Okay. Instead of gluing it right onto the strap. Instead of gluing the material to the strap, I'm using the ribbon first. All right. So I'm going to continue going around. And then I'm going to go to the end. Here we go. When I get to the end, I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to glue it. Probably I'm going to go like 2 times around. There we go. Now I'm going to cut it right there. Take my scissors and I'm just going to cut it. And there I go. It's all glued up. Okay. Now I'm going to put my ribbon away. And this is the way she look. If I need more glue, just add a little bit more glue. If you need more glue, just make sure that it's in there. Okay. Nice and sealed. Okay. And since the ribbon is see-through, you can't really see, you know, your mistakes. It covers it up. Okay, so it should look like this. The ribbon should look like this on the strap. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my strap, and the first thing I want to do is first put the middle on. That's what I want to do. Okay, and to find the center of the middle, you don't have to mark it because you don't want to mark it and mess up your ribbon. So it's just right here. Right here is my center. I could glue this on the way I have it here, or I could sew it. But what I'll do is I'll glue it first and then I'll sew it. It's best to glue also, and then you could sew it. You know, you could do both. You could glue a little bit of it of the fabric. I mean, you could do a little bit gluing and then you could just sew it. Okay. So I'm going to glue, and I'm going to make sure that my flowers are right on the strap. Okay. They have to be right on the strap. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue. The reason why I put the ribbon, like I said, it makes it look more elegant, and it's better for your foot in the back. Okay. So I'm going to glue that area right there. It's got to be right. The rose got to be right in the middle. Now I'm going to do this side. Make sure your rose is right in the middle. It's hitting the strap. Okay. And that's the way it's supposed to look. This area is supposed to be on your feet. Okay. To look nice and elegant. All right. That's the way I want it. Okay. Like I said, you could sew it after you glue it. You take your needle, and this is how you sew it. You take your ribbon from here, you go in through your flower, and then back, and then you go onto the side of the ribbon. Okay, the side, not the top, the side over here, this side. You sew it. Okay, go through here, and then you go in. All right, that's how you do it. You go here like again, and you go in. Okay, just like that. So right now I'm just gonna let it glue, but that's what you should do, because I'm gonna do that offline. Okay, right now I'm just showing you. Okay, if you need more glue, you can always put glue inside there, but you don't really need enough glue because, like I said, you're gonna sew it, because I'm gonna sew mines. All right, now you take your strap B and you put it on the side, and we're gonna glue it. And also, like I said, you could also, after you finish gluing it and it dries up, then you could sew it. Okay, so it could be 10 times stronger. Okay, especially if you're doing it for your daughter. You know, glue and sew for your daughters, because you know how girls are when it comes to running around, and you know, they're very, not wild, but they're very active. You know, they like to run around and play. Okay, so this is, I just glued it, and this is how it should look. Okay, now I'm gonna glue the other one right here. Let me see which side is better. Okay, yeah. All right, I'm gonna glue the other side. tuck it in a little bit. I'm gonna need some more glue on that one. I see how I got so close. Sorry about that. But I got really close to my rose, okay? I want to get really close to my rose, all right? When I glued it. See how as close as I am, and I overlapped it, and I want my rose to be on top of that ribbon, okay? So you could do the same thing. Just need a little bit more. Okay. And there I go. If your bees come out, sew them. And you're gonna sew them. Either way, when I bought this on Amazon, my bees, some of my bees were very loose on the lace. So I sewed them back onto the lace that it came with, okay? So you could do the same thing. All right. So this is how it should look like. Just like this. Straighten it out. Straighten your bees out. And this is how the strap should look across your foot. All right. Now I'm going to put my strap back on my sandals. Okay. Get my pliers, and I'm putting my strap back on. If you see any dry glue hanging, just take it out. I'm gonna take my pliers, and I'm going to put them right back on. Okay. It's kind of hard, but there I go. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the next one. All right. If you want to put glue back here, you could, but I don't need no glue. Okay. If you want to put glue, you could, but I really don't need no glue. I'm good. If it gets loose, if it's too loose and it's not tight enough, you could put some glue in there. Okay. All right. This is how that part look. Now to put my flower, stretch it out a little bit. I gotta fix my flower up because it's flat, because I had it in the bag. All right. So the sign there is with the V of the flip-flop, which you could feel it. It goes this way. Okay. The V goes up that way. All right. So my flip-flops are going that way when I cut it. So this is the way you put it in. All right. So now I'm going to push that in. Okay. I'm almost done here. Here we go. All right. And this is the way it should look. Just like this. You could put your foot right in there. And it'll be like this. Just like that. Nice and pretty. And it's not going to go nowhere. Oops, sorry. It's not going nowhere, okay? It's nice and tight once you put your foot there, okay? And remember, if you're a little heavy, make the strap size probably 23, okay? All right. So this is the way it looks. Now I have both. All right. And I'm all done. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe my page and share my page to everyone you know. Okay. God bless everybody. Bye.